Buongiorno tutti. Welcome to Cappuccino with Father Capoverdi. We're very glad that you're with us this morning and just adjust the YouTube camera here. So hope everything is going well. I have my napkin here to my cappuccino. You gotta wear. Let me tell you, priests have to have black napkins. We cannot. If we go in a restaurant, like if I have my cassock on or my collar, my suit, and which is most of the time I go out to eat, I'm wearing it. And we have a white napkin. Let me tell you something. It is not good. You put it on your lap, and there's just a lint covers your whole lap. So we always have to have black napkins, black cloth napkins at the ready. So, hey, everyone. Hi, guys. Glad you're with me for Cappuccino with Father Capoverdi. Welcome, Janet. Good morning from Massachusetts. Hey, Francesca's here. Let's see if I can get her to come on the show here. Francesca, come here. Come here. Nope. She's running away, and I don't want to try and catch her because you'll be looking at an empty screen here. Francesca, come here. No, she wants to be. She's being shy. Come here. Venica. Francesca, Venica. Venita qua. No. All right, we can't get her over here. She's walking away. That's the incredible thing about cats, isn't it? They kind of do the opposite of what, come here, and they look at you and they turn away and walk the other way, Plus, she's a female, so, what can I say? I'm just kidding. Now I'm going to have all this, comments. Oh, dare you say that? I'm just joking. So we have to joke. I mean, if we don't laugh at ourselves or at, look at Don Rickles. Did you love Don Rickles? I could go on YouTube and watch Don Rickles all day. He's just, so funny. And just because he makes fun of people, he makes fun of himself. He's Jewish. He makes fun of Jews. He makes fun of Catholics. He makes fun of blacks, and he makes fun of Hispanics. It's just, and I think that's part of our problem that we have now. I thought I solved that problem with the phone. Let me just take it off. I can't do it right now. But hang on. Okay. So what Don Rickles did so well was just poke fun at everybody, so no one was off limits, and then I think that helped everybody to get along better, who are different, because if we can make fun of each other with jokes, and exploit kind of some of our stereotypical behavior. And nowadays you can't even say stereotypical. It's ridiculous. Oh, don't stereotype. Well, let's face it. People have certain traits. Nationalities have certain traits. And kind of in a funny, humorous way, like Archie Bunker, used to do. If you ever saw All in the Family, for those of you who are my age or a little younger and older, of course you have seen Archie Bunker and All in the Family. And the great thing about All in the Family was that he just made fun of everybody. He made fun of Italians. He had an Italian neighbor, he was always making fun of him. And it's funny, we can, if we can't laugh at ourselves, then we're going to walk around bitter and no one's going to like each other. And I think that's what we're missing now, is this ability to laugh at each other, to tell jokes about each other's stereotypical behavior. Now, can you say all Italians, every single one of them, that ever lived, is this way? Well, no. I mean, but can you say that there are general traits, that Italians have that can be exploited in a way that's going to make everyone laugh? Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. This whole thing of no stereotypes. That's ridiculous. No, don't stereotype people. Hey, let's face it. We have certain traits as human beings that belong to different clans and different ethnicities and different nationalities. Right? You can't help it. I remember once I was a seminarian and I was stationed at this parish, and the pastor, I don't know what nationality he was. He wasn't Italian, and I was eating lunch. We didn't have a cook there. Maybe she came in once a week or something. Anyway, I was eating lunch, and I was making pasta, pretty frequently. And he came in, the pastor, and he said, "Boy, you really like pasta." I said, "That's like telling a Chinese person you see eating rice with chopsticks, boy, you really like rice." Just it's just the way we are. We Italians eat pasta. It's what we were raised on. It's what we were brought up with. There's there's nothing wrong with that. With making jokes about spaghetti and what that means for Italians and everything. And I think it's fine. I think it's fun, and everyone needs to just chill out, and everyone needs to just like get a life. Like just relax here. Don't. The world is going to end because somebody told a stereotypical joke about traits that certain nationalities have. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think that's contributing to a lot of our troubles. Lauren, nice to see you. Maria, hi. Ava Maria and Francesca. Yeah, she's gone now. I don't know where she is. I couldn't chase her. I couldn't. You can't catch a cat. That's for sure. Oh, there she is. Francesca, come here. Hey. Ernesto, come stai, Ernesto? Hope everything is going well in Bella Italia. Morning or good afternoon from Italy. That's right, in the north. It's buon pomeriggio for you, Ernesto, right? It's morning for us. I have my cappuccino. As you can see, it's right here. I'm going to take a sip. È buono. È buono. I don't know. I think I make cappuccino better than they do in Italy. At least my Italian friends tell me that. Don Roberto, when he comes here, he says, "You make the best cappuccino." And, he's from Sicily. So, Sue, my cousin, hi. Great to see you're watching. Anne, Dean, hi. And Ruth Ann, how you doing, Ruth Ann? Yeah, Ruth Ann, I've known Ruth Ann a long, long time, right? We go back, Ruth Ann and I go back a long way, back when I was first ordained. I was just my late 20s, early 30s when I knew you. And that was beautiful days. We had some good connections in Bristol, and it was fun times, that's for sure. I wouldn't trade those 6 years for anything. I loved being in Bristol, and it was great years. I was so fortunate, to be a young priest, newly ordained, and to be assigned to a beautiful parish like Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Bristol. How much better could it be? I just, the beautiful area, beautiful people, beautiful church, beautiful sanctuary, great pastor to help me to learn to become a priest. It was just a beautiful assignment. I'm just so fortunate to have that assignment. Kim, hi, great to see you. Good morning. Sharon Lee, hi. Great to see you watching. Ann Marston, hope everything's going well. Ann and I talk about going back a long way. She knew me when I was a little kid, but you can't tell any stories about me. I was kind of like a little bit of a class clown. I don't know if people would think that. I think if you lined up myself and like maybe 4 or 5 of my friends, well, maybe not for some of my friends, you would probably not think maybe would become priests when they get older, but I probably wouldn't have been in the category. if the teachers had to look out in the classroom back then and say, which one is going to be the priest of the boys in your class, I bet I would probably be near the bottom of the realm of teachers saying, oh yeah, I think he's going to be a priest when he gets older. If they knew me well, I mean, I went to mass every Sunday and I loved going to mass, and I loved being Catholic. Even as a little kid, I just totally identified with being Catholic. But the teachers maybe wouldn't know that. I went to public grammar school and middle school. So, but kind of funny. Red Skelton, yeah, and he was great too. And never had a dinner. He was the one who said, and he never had a dinner. And why is this man having a dinner? Red Skelton was funny. He was funny. Yeah, those were great. We're talking about the Dean Martin roasts. They were great shows. You got to watch that if you can see it online. The Dean Martin roast. Claudia, glad you're watching. You're in my prayers. Yeah, people are too sensitive now, Janet. You're right. I mean, they just everyone's offended over everything. Don't be offended. Archie Bunker once, and on his show, he witnessed he was driving a taxi at night. I think he worked in a factory or somewhere, blue collar job in the day, but at nighttime, I think he moonlighted and worked in driving a taxi. And one time he came home and he said to Edith, after his shift of working as a taxi, he came home and he said, Edith, you're never going to believe it. I just witnessed a mob hit, the mafia, and Edith was like, oh, Archie, you better call the police. You should report that. And Archie said, I'll never do that, Edith, because all the Italians know is spaghetti and revenge. Laugh about that. Come on. Not every Italian is in the mafia, for goodness sake. No one I know actually. Well, I can't say that, but 99% of people I know, aren't in the mafia. So of Italians. So but it's a joke. It's a joke. It's supposed to be funny. You're supposed to laugh at it. Italians can laugh at that. Italians, I think, are the least sensitive people when it comes to that. We just don't care. People say, they have big noses, or we just don't care. Like we can laugh at ourselves. It's just because we're so secure in who we are. If you're secure in who you are, we know our culture. We know who we are. We know we have tremendous positives and strengths in our culture, of course. I don't want to list them because I don't want to be braggadocious and list them. But certainly we have an element, that is unfortunate. But that's life. Who doesn't? Everybody does, right? So let's just laugh at it, and let's just lighten up, everyone, for goodness sake, And I think that's what the last 4 years has been able to help us do. You notice how better it is over the last 4 years than it was prior to that. In the past 8 years, before the past 4 years, remember how sensitive everyone was, and how their hair was going to be set on fire if you said any little thing that could offend somebody. Give me a break. We live in a pluralistic society. We live in a melting pot, especially in America, where we all have to get along. So the only way we can get along is to laugh at each other. When you live next door to a guy who's Polish, and the other guy is Irish next to you, and you're Italian, you get to know them, and you get to know what their cultures are like. You get to know foibles or whatever, and you can make fun of that in a way. You can just kind of laugh about it. And then we used to tell all those jokes, those Polish jokes, and when we were kids, it was just funny. And let's not get all hyped up here. And I think we'll be better off. Lisa, hello. We love period. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the thing. It's eating is not just something you do, to like functional. Like I find that Sometimes people like, oh, okay, I got to eat, and they'll just eat anything, and just to make sure they get full, and then that's it. We're Italians. It's we'll spend hours and hours on things, just curing prosciutto. I mean, people in my parish cure prosciutto in their houses. What other people besides Italians? There are other cultures, I'm sure, but especially Italians will spend hours and hours and hours, days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, curing, this prosciutto and suprisata and, these, things. We do things that take all day to do or a week to do. And then you have to put it away for 4 months or 3 months. So you don't even eat it right away. You just you have to let it cure or something, So I don't know. It's just a cultural thing. It's just, the way we are, it's not other people would necessarily do that. I'm not going to spend 2 days or 3 days preparing something that we can't have until 4 months from now. I'm not going to do that. It's just a cultural thing. It's just food is very, very, very important. Renee, hi, great to see you watching. My Aunt Mary is watching. Hi, Auntie Mary. Can't wait to get there and see you. Hope everything is going well. I see you online. You're a trooper. You're doing great. Great work there. I love your posts. That's for sure. Paul, great to see you watching. Bring them on. Hope everything's going well. Are you guys virtual now in Providence College? I wonder. I know URI. Because a lot of kids from around here go to URI, and I think they're doing half and half. So, Auntie Mary, I love your hearts and your praying hands. My beautiful aunt. I had the best aunts. I don't know. Everyone, I'm sure, thinks they had the best aunts, which is fine. But I did. That's for sure. Because they were like just tremendous. They treated me like gold, and so they, I'm just so lucky. I had a great childhood because I had so many wonderful cousins and so many wonderful aunts and uncles that were just like it was like all part of the whole family, and it was just a beautiful thing whenever we got together, and we still get together, which is tremendous. A matter of fact, I'm going to be with 2 of my cousins. I think it's tonight. I got to look at my phone. I think it's tonight. Paula, hi, glad you're watching. Charlotte, I think I'm going to be with your fratelli Stasera. So I got to look at my phone. It might be next week. I don't know. I can't. I do everything hour to hour. That's how I have a funeral at 10, which is why I started at 9. But I miss everyone because we haven't seen each other, unfortunately, in a while. Tyler, great you're watching. Ernesto, especially Ernesto, you have to come to Westerly sometime, and I'll make you a cappuccino. Or maybe, I don't know if I told everyone this, but I'm going to be going on sabbatical. That is, if we're allowed to, in Rome, from January to late March, early April. So it's about 3 months, and I'm going to be in Rome. So hopefully, I don't know, maybe I'll do a cappuccino with Father Capoverdi from Rome. I'll find an internet access, and I'll get a cappuccino there, maybe from a cafe or something. It would have to be like around 5 o'clock because 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. No, around 3 o'clock is what 9 o'clock would be. So I probably would have to do it, which you don't really drink cappuccino at 3 o'clock in Italy. They just don't do it. So maybe we'll have to have espresso with Father Capoverdi because I don't want to be embarrassed and order a cappuccino at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because they'll give it to you. But when in Rome, you do as the Romans do, right? That's the expression, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And Italians in Italy never drink milk after 12 o'clock. Right, Ernesto? Italians, I'll tell you a few other things too that I picked up culturally in Italy. My hair is a little messy here. I'm getting my hair cut actually today by my wonderful stylist, Elena. She's so beautiful. She's such a beautiful, beautiful person, inside and out. She's just Elena is just love and beauty and um, uh, peacefulness. Like when I'm around her, I just feel this sense of love and peace and joy. She's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mom, beautiful wife, beautiful Catholic woman. What a tremendous Elena. She's just a tremendous woman. Beautiful, beautiful person. Like I said, inside and out. So anyway, but the Italians, a few things Italians don't do. Italians don't drink milk after 12. So if you go to Italy, don't order a cappuccino after 12 because, you know, the Italians will give it to you, but they're probably inside rolling their eyes and saying, you know, American, these Americans, you know, and I think it makes sense because I think our digestive system works better if we don't have like dairy, like a dairy milk, you know, after 12. Now, Italians eat cheese after 12. They certainly will have dairy products, but they don't like to drink milk. I think milk, because it's so rich in as it's the richest, I guess, form of dairy. So they don't do that. Another thing that Italians don't do is don't ask for cheese on your pasta when it's a fish pasta. That is a no-no. You don't ask for cheese because Italians do not put cheese on their fish. As a matter of fact, they won't give it to you. Some restaurants will not give it to you. I have a friend who went there, an Italian American, and he doesn't know that custom. In America, we do that. You know, Italian Americans, we don't know. We're like barbarians. We don't know. We just put cheese on pasta. So on fish pasta. So my friend goes there and he, you know, sits at the restaurant. This is a funny story. And, you know, so he gets his fish pasta dish and he's like, excuse me, can I have some cheese, for my pasta? And he's thinking, great, you know, I'm in Italy, you know, I'm going to have cheese on my pasta. So the waiter says, no. So my friend's like, no. Why? I want cheese on my pasta. No, perché pesce e formaggio, no. No formaggio con pesce. No fish with cheese. No cheese with fish. No. So my friend, who is now like wanting to be a wise guy about it, because he's a wise guy, let's face it. He's a buster, wise guy, this guy. So he's not going to back down. He's not going to like just say, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know culturally I'm going to do. No, my friend's like, no, I want cheese. I want cheese. So the guy's like, no, perché formaggio e pesce? No, non mangia formaggio con pesce. No, non mangia questo. So my friend's like, listen, I'm here in this restaurant. I want cheese on my pasta. So the waiter says, never. And he storms away. Never, in Italian, never. And he storms away. Because, hey, you know what? This is his life. His life, this waiter. See, in America, we have this idea that, you know, you're a waiter and, you know, it's your life. But, you know, I mean, you might be doing other things later on in life. And, you know, maybe you're a waiter for this period of time in your life. And then maybe you'll be a bartender for the next period. Or maybe you'll, you know, maybe get into real estate. Maybe you'll go back to school and get a real estate degree. And, you know, so, you know, especially a job of a waiter, very few people. I knew a couple of waiters that it was their profession. And one of them was a tremendous man. He was a relative through marriage, and he was a waiter his whole life, and he was a great waiter. Everyone loved going to the restaurant and have him wait on them. He never wrote anything down. He was, that was kind of like what it is in Italy. This is their profession. This is what they do. They dressed up very beautifully. They take a lot of pride in what they do. This is their job. I am a waiter. I bring people food. I serve them. This is important work to serve people food. It's the greatest thing. It's like a priest, right? A priest serves people food. That's what we do. It's the highest, realm of what you could do is to serve. You're serving people the Eucharist, the body and blood of Christ. There's nothing greater than that, than to consecrate bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ and feed people with Jesus. I mean, so in that realm of they consider themselves like that, and they should in that sense, that, hey, you know what? The priest gives you food for heaven that will sustain you for eternal life. But if you're not nourished here on earth, you're going to die. Just like your soul is going to die if it's not nourished with the Blessed Sacrament, so you will die if you're not nourished. So you have to eat well, and you have to eat healthy, and so all the ingredients are freshly made, and they go out to the farms, that week, and they get all their stuff they need. So the waiter then is performing this very, very important service, and so he's not going to just because a customer wants to put cheese. That's not their custom. You don't put cheese on fish pasta. Never. Right? So if you go to Italy, don't ask for cheese. Now, I don't know. This was a while ago. This was maybe about 25 years ago. Maybe this happened. I don't know. Ernesto could maybe tell me if they're still that kind of persistent and stubborn about that. I think nowadays, especially because younger kids are coming along and they're probably like, if these barbarians want to eat cheese on their fish, who cares? I don't know if they're like that now because I never asked for cheese, so I wouldn't know. But maybe Ernesto could tell us if that's the case. Charlotte's here with Beckham. Tell Beckham I said hello. Claudia, hello, and with thanks for. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. Claudia is thanking me for shepherding us as a flock, shepherding my flock. Thank you. I try my best. It's a tough job. It's a good thing. Like in the seminary, I don't know if you ever saw the show. Many of you my age have, but if you're younger, you may not have. I Dream of Jeannie, right? Well, I Dream of Jeannie once. She blinked this machine, like it kind of looked like a little TV set, and you would turn it like this, and it would show you the future. So I think if we had one of those things in the seminary where you look in the screen and you see what you have to deal with, I don't know, it would scare, I think, a lot of guys. Because it's not an easy job. It really isn't. It's probably the most difficult job. I don't know. I think certainly being a surgeon and being a heart surgeon, an emergency heart operation would be up there as the most stressful, I think, no doubt about it. But I don't know, a priest is if that even more, because we're dealing with people's souls. So it's a really, really difficult job. It really is. So I appreciate you saying, thanking me for that, Claudia, because, it's some days it gets rough. It gets rough. So we loved having you. Miss you, Ruth Ann. Yeah, thank you. I loved being there in Bristol. I'm kind of going back to the conversation that I just had because, people are commenting about it. Jean, hi. You're watching with Kathy. Hi, guys. Glad you're watching. We had funny jokes. Now they're crude. I know. Janet is saying we used to have funny jokes that were considered funny. Now they're considered crude. It's unfortunate. Need to put Julian for a nap. Okay. See you, Ruth Ann. God bless. All right, so let me just make sure. Sorry for not saying hello to everybody. Just Rosa, hi, is watching. Oh, good. Hi, Rosa. How you doing? Kim, thank you, Kim, for your beautiful words. You are an amazing shepherd. Continue to keep putting a path to heaven. Yeah, thank you very much for saying that. I really appreciate all your beautiful comments. Yeah, so we have to, persevere and forge ahead because it's not easy, and especially now, we have to look, to the future. What I'm going to do, we'll talk a little politics here. I'm sure you're waiting for me to talk politics. Um, so what I'm going to listen to this. You know what I'm going to do? Every year, every priest is supposed to is and in compliance with canon law, the church's law says that we have to go on a week retreat. Canon law demands that we go on a week retreat. So I usually go on a week retreat to Arnold Hall, and Arnold Hall is in Pembroke, Massachusetts, and it's with the Opus Dei fathers. And an Opus Dei priest will lead the talks, and all priests are there. It's a priest retreat. There's, I think they have a restriction now that maybe only 20 or 21 can be there, but typically it could be 30, 35, when all things are normal. And it's great because we all wear our cassocks. Most of us, I shouldn't say all, but I would say 99% of us, wear our cassock the whole time we're there. We, have morning prayer together. We have 3 talks, I think it is. Confessions available. We pray the rosary together. We have mass. It's a really beautiful, beautiful retreat. So typically I go in November. There's 1 week, the first week of November and the second week of November. They have 2 priest retreats. One always, every year, the first week and the second week of November. Now, typically in a presidential year, I go to the second week because I want, I want to be around for, the politics and everything that's going on, and then I'll go on retreat. But this year, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on retreat during the election. I think the Tuesday is the 3rd. So Monday, you show up Monday. Now I can do early voting. I can go down to Westerly Town Hall, and I think October 14th is the day that you can go down there and vote early, that and after. So in an emergency. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to tell them I'm going to be out of town, which I am, and they'll let me vote early. And then what I'll do is Monday, I'll pack everything up, Monday the 2nd, and I'll head to Arnold Hall. And I can't think of a better place to be than on retreat with other priests, with fellow priests, praying together on retreat during the election. Now, they do have a TV. You're really not supposed to watch it necessarily, but they always let you, they don't mind, let's put it that way. I mean, if you're spending your whole day in front of the TV on retreat, you're in trouble. Not with them, but just in general. You shouldn't be doing that, of course. And why do that? Last thing I want to do is turn the television on when I'm just, in such close communication with God and on retreat. But they do have one. It's in like a cup, like it's in one of those, what would they call them? A wardrobe kind of thing, that you open up the doors, and there's a TV in there. And so you can watch the results. So I will watch the results on Tuesday night. Tuesday, usually we wind down around 8 o'clock at Arnold Hall. And then there's a little social. The administration puts together a little social at like 9 o'clock for priests who may want a little snack and just talk, because it's a silent retreat. But we can kind of talk a little in the social at that time at 9 o'clock at night. I don't usually go to those socials just because I don't usually snack at that time of night, and I'm I'd rather take a walk or something and then go to bed early. But they do make it available. So usually, like I'm saying, we wind down at 8 o'clock, so I won't be missing anything. But I'm gonna, of course, turn on the TV and I'm gonna watch the results. I don't know. I'm wondering if we're even going to know the results at that point. We may not know the results for weeks and weeks later. I hope that's not the case. I really believe that it's going to be a decisive win for Trump. I believe that Americans, especially, look at this retreat last night. Do you believe this woman? Do you believe her? She can't even answer basic, important questions about the future. She can't, because they can't expose themselves. And this is what Obama did. Remember, Obama said, there are no blue states and there are no red states. There's just the United States. And he talked about, being the first African-American president. I'm going to bring people together. And then he did nothing but divide us the whole time. He ran to his base and he did nothing but support them and gave other Americans who were in red states schiattini, we say in Italian. Schiattini. You know what schiattini means? It means nothing. We didn't feel like he was our president. He was only the president for the radical left, and he didn't run that way. And he would have lost after 4 years if it wasn't for the economy crashing. Is it just a coincidence that the economy crashes when a Republican isn't? I don't know. Like, is it? I think, like with the whole housing market. I mean, that could be blamed on the Democrats supporting all of this, these loans, these crazy loans that people were getting for houses, and it came into fruition. Did they mean to do that? I wonder if the Democrats used the house, like knew that the housing market was going to collapse. And then it did, right? And it was their fault right before the election. And now we have this happen from China, and Democrats are shutting everything down in their states. I don't know if these things are coincidences. I doubt it. But anyway, it's going to be a decisive victory, I think. But if it's not, unfortunately, and if it kind of goes into weeks, then it doesn't matter if I'm home or not. I mean, I'll watch the results and I'll see what happens. And that'd be a great place to be on retreat. I mean, I'll go to bed that night and wake up in the morning and be with my fellow priests and pray together and eat together. We eat in silence, and the meals are really beautiful. They really do a great job preparing the meals. They're served to us, which is nice. We're not in a line like with a tray, going up and putting things on a tray. That's because we're not cafeteria Catholics. We don't go on a retreat where we're with a tray in a cafeteria, because we're not cafeteria Catholics when we go on this retreat. We're, Orthodox Catholics. So anyway, just a little humor. Angelo, great to see you, buddy. Great to see you watching. Angelo, my big buddy in the parish. Great to see him. Talk about family. Like, I talk about my family and all my cousins. You have no idea what it's like here in Westerly if you're not from here. Man, it's like, everyone's like this. There's just so close cousins, second cousins, aunts, uncles. It's like all one big, like I grew up like one big family. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Maria, my daughter and son. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Are they supernumeraries? Is that what they are? Supernumeraries? Kathy, Opus Dei is awesome. It is, isn't it? Massimo, I haven't heard from Massimo. I wanted to know. I had those questions for Massimo. Maybe he'll answer me if it's still like that, Massimo. You know what else Italians do too? Is is when you're shaking hands with someone, you don't shake hands and have two other people under or over you shaking hands. If you're 4 people and two people shake hands, the other 2 people won't shake hands over or under those other 2 shaking hands. They don't, if they see that going to happen, they go like this. They don't do that there. You never see them, it's like a thing that they don't do. Another thing they don't do is, this is water. This is Pellegrino. I have some Pellegrino water here, as you can see. And they'll never, Italians don't tap glasses to do cheers like salute with water. They don't do it with water. So if you have water and everyone else is drinking wine, you don't lift up your glass and clink it with everyone. You don't do it with water. Another taboo thing. I mean, the Italians won't go crazy over it, but they just, plus their bad luck number in Italy is 17. That's their bad luck number. They don't like the number 17. And actually 13 is their lucky number, because 13 is the day that the Blessed Mother appeared in Fatima on the 13th day of every month from May to October. So really, the 13th is their like lucky day. But I don't know why. Maybe someone could tell me why the 17th is their unlucky number. I don't know. Marguerite is watching. Glad you're watching. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be on retreat for election day. Oh, your daughter is a supernumerary. Good. For 17 years, Benedict. Wow, 18-year-old son. Oh, beautiful, excellent. Yeah, so she's a supernumerary is a person who's they're all lay people, but a supernumerary is a person who's married and has a family, but is incorporated in the work of Opus Dei, where they go to circles and they have prayer, and the priests take care of them. The priests who are Opus Dei, tend to them, to their needs, their spiritual needs. Supernumeraries. There are numeraries and supernumeraries. Then they were like I'm a cooperator in the work. That's what I'm technically called, a cooperator in the work. So like I said, I'll be there at Arnold Hall. I'm going to be just praying really hard. We ended the 54-day novena prayer, but I'm still going to continue to pray the rosary online with you guys. And we'll pray the normal, like what I've been praying, my rosary prayer. I actually got it from Arnold Hall. That's the prayer I use, the rosary prayer, the way they do it there. We'll just keep praying. And that day, like I said, I can't think of any place I'd rather be than, in a very beautiful setting in the country, and with the leaves changing and, dedicating my days completely to prayer on retreat. And, I'm just excited about it. And, we'll see what happens. And that's all we can do is pray, right? And then if, which I think it's going to happen, if, when Trump wins, I want to, I'm not going to be able to make the inauguration. The inauguration like I did last year. 4 years ago in DC, because I'm going to be in Rome. I'm leaving like on January 4th for Rome. So I won't be able to be at the inauguration, but I can see it on TV there, and I certainly see it online. We're 6 hours ahead over there. So, it's always hard to like watch things that are late at night here, because it means it's like early in the morning there. So you have to kind of see it when you get up. So yeah, we're excited about it. So I'm gonna head out. I have, as I said, my funeral that I'm gonna be celebrating today. A very beautiful family in the parish, very beautiful man who passed. So I have a funeral tomorrow too. Another wonderful, wonderful man who passed from our parish. So listen, guys, great to talk to you this morning. I'm glad we could sit and have cappuccino together. It's always good to see Frank Sinatra, right? A beautiful, friendly face behind us, the chairman of the board, the old blue eyes, right? Probably the greatest singer, crooner, in the last 1,000 years. So everyone have a great day. I hope your day goes well. And today's technically my day off. So after the funeral, I'll kind of rest up a little and I'll pray the rosary with you. So check out, I'm not sure what time, I'll do that, but I'm going to be praying the rosary with you. So check it out when I'm going to be doing that. I might do it from the oratory, or I might do it in regular clothes because I'm on my day off, and we'll see if I do it later on. So anyway, have a blessed day today, and keep up the great work of your prayer and your fortitude because again, a lot is at stake, most especially the little babies in the womb that we have to love and protect and pray for, and end this nightmare since 1973. And we're very close to doing it. We just got to now, let's get to the finish line. As I said in my homily, as they say in hockey, let's put this puck in the net. God bless. Have a good day. God bless, guys. You too. Have a good day.